Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're in the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. I will be closing out September and then I'll also take a peek at what's happening in the first week of October. I have my pink pen today. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so in honor of my daughter who was just diagnosed, I am styling a pink pen. So let's grab our glasses and get right to it. All right. September, like a lot of people, was a wild month. So, um, expenses were a bit over the top. Not gonna lie there. So we're just gonna check that out. I mean, on the face of it, it looks like things are gonna be, normal, right? But no, it's not normal. So the first part of the month uh, was a little bit of over over expended in the food area and the pet area. Um, I also overspent a little bit on household, and that trend just kind of carried through the whole month. I did transfer my U.S. bank account balance to the HELOC, which I secured earlier in the month. So that was good news. That's going to save a little bit of interest. Um, and then in the second paycheck, um, I was able to, well, I've always been able to do this. I decided that instead of just focusing solely on debt, I was going to go ahead and start beefing up my savings. So I started that. Um, in the second uh, during the second part of the month, I also got the tax rebate from the state that I live in, which was awesome, extra $200 in the bank, and I kind of needed it because once again, I overspent on food and household. That was definitely the trend this month. My hope is that, in October, the trend will not be quite so steep, and maybe hopefully get that under control a little bit. However, I am, well, let's talk about that in a minute. Never mind. Excuse me. So, at the end of September, I realized that I was going to need to push over a little bit of money into October to cover part of a couple of the larger expenses that were in the first half of the month, because my paycheck, once again, was not going to be hitting until the 16th. And there are several bills that hit on the 15th and the 16th, that I kind of pushes how much I have available at the start of the month. And the same thing happened at the start of September, which is why I had to forward 900 and some dollars to help cover all of these bills that were going to be pulled out on that first paycheck. And you can see that the bills amounted to $2,500, right? And I only get paid $2,700. So, I had to figure out a way to cover all of the other expenses that were going to come up during the month. So, had to do the exact same thing in the second paycheck is part of this, which the amount was $886.06. I had to make sure that it was going over to October to help out with those bills. So that was also had to be calculated in here in addition to all my overspending and the fact that, I'm contributing to savings again. I mean, this is pretty minimal. It's only $300, 350 for the month, but next month it'll be 650. So it'll be $300 per paycheck that I will allot towards whatever sinking fund category that is most appropriate. And this is not a cash sinking fund, it's a savings account sinking fund. Okay, so as you can see, there was a lot of overspending in certain categories. I did close out the month at $418 in my savings account, which is greater than it's been for a couple months now, since I emptied it out to manage the last home crisis. Uh, there is nothing on the U.S. bank account, which is great. The HELOC, which I moved the amount here over here, is sitting at 40. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Well, this is actually good news. I forgot to put this 404.93 in here. So no. Let's get this right. 404.93. So that would be on, I think this was 9:30. I don't know. And this was an auto draft. And I get the auto draft because it gives me a 0.25% discount on my interest rate. Yeah. So whatever that number is, because I'm not going to be able to do this in my head, you guys, I'm going to have to pull out the calculator. So 4435.88 minus 404.93, and that should be 403095. So hey, yeah, look at that. So my HELOC is a little over $4,000 now. Green Sky has a $1,700 balance, and the first payment should start in October. And I will be making a $300 payment on that because the interest-free rate goes for 5 years. I have an expectation that seven. Oh gosh, now I can't remember what the numbers are, guys. It's too early in the morning, honestly. Well, anyway, $300 is what a month is what I need to pay off, knowing how much I'm going to put on this card to cover the fixing of the stairwell. And in order to pay it off by the time that the 0% interest is gone, this is a 0% interest. It has to be paid off by that certain date. That's how much I have to pay. So I'm going to pay $300 a month, and that will cover me and get me out of the danger zone for paying interest on that card. All right, so this was the closeout. I closed out with about $1,200 to send over into October, which was about what I needed to help out. It's actually a little bit more. So I probably could have put a little bit in the HELOC, but just to be on the safe side, knowing my overspending lately, um, I thought I would just go ahead and sit tight with what was there. So I transferred over that much money. Into October to help with the bills. You can see there's, normal stuff, but you can see a lot of food in here. Most of the other stuff is kind of normal. There are a few extra household items. Notably, this was my second monitor that I had been putting off buying, and I got a wild hair and said I'm going to go get that done because it just has improved my quality of life, work, and doing, not that I do a whole bunch of videos, but yeah, just really has improved things a lot. Went to the pumpkin patch, but that didn't cost too much extra. Um, but yeah, again, food and household. That was the big thing, and we're going to see that breakdown here in just a moment. Here's my debt payment plan. This U.S. Bank was a transfer into the HELOC, so this really, we can't be boastful about this because it's not really being paid off. Um, and then this was because on a HELOC, they disperse the amount that the loan is up to 100%, and the company that I went with dispersed 100% of it, so I had like $51,000 hit my bank account. But I put $47,000 back in as quickly as I could, um, and I kept the amount that covered I kept the balance amount, the how much it costs to actually secure the loan, which was the closing costs and whatever it is that they do when you get a loan, and the amount of this U.S. bank. So that's why there's still a balance, um, but I'll get that paid off as soon as I can. Um, I I already did the network tracker on YNAB. I am going to use that to track it because it's just so much easier. The amounts are sitting right there, and all I do is reconcile the um, the balances. So I'm not going to use this one for that particular purpose. So here is the breakdown. Homeowner is pretty much spot on. Utilities are, a little more, but I think it was kind of warm. Or, you know what? The rates have gone up a lot, and things are just more expensive. I got a notice about the gas bill rates going up, and the electric rates went up about a year ago, and that's just made the amount of money that I pay every month creep up. And I'll just have to figure out how to adjust this a little bit better to try and get a little bit more accurate at the start of the month. Pet care, we had a vet visit, so that's why this was a little bit over budget. And this, you guys, $319 over budget for food. $870, roughly $870 for one person. How does that happen? I don't even know. I don't even know. Cracks me up. On budget, on budget, on budget. And this on categories, those were that was oh gosh, the fees to secure the HELOC. Households way over budget, $625 over budget, or excuse me, I can't add, $425 over budget on household. Part of that was the monitor, but the other part was everything just ran out at the same time. Everything. Transportation, spot on pretty much. Entertainment, a little bit over. I don't remember why it went over. Um, hmm. Spot on. And the sinking funds, I started off thinking I was only going to do 50, but I actually went ahead and started beefing up my sinking fund accounts. So I'm sending over 1285.88 for next month. I did manage to transfer the information over to my yearly spending overview, and you can see we can look at the trends. Sometimes, my household will spike, but it's never been $500. Utilities, you can see 698 was the biggest one in April. I think that was probably a gas bill. So 580 isn't the most it could ever be. Personal, I think that was just for the Sunflower Festival. Food, just look at this. The trend went down for a little while and then it just started going up, and this month was absolutely crazy. I just need to get a handle on that. Healthcare, this will spike next month, but you know, you got to take care of your health. I'll have to adjust my budget to account for that. Entertainment, sometimes that just goes up, but it's good. Transportation is about spot on. Looks like it kind of fluctuates a little bit, but pretty much stays the same. Pet care goes up and down, depending on whether or not I have a vet visit, what's going on. I think they were fixed this month. I don't know what do you call male cats being fixed. Is that a? I think it's a. No, I don't know if it's a spade or a neuter. Whatever. You can tell, guys, I'm really in touch. So pet care was 344. Yeah, it just kind of goes up and down depending on what's happening in the month. And when you have pets, you just do whatever's got to be done. Gifting 0, holidays 0. Um, my YouTube channel 0. Travel, I haven't started doing anything with that, but I'll probably do. See how here it's like I had the deposit for our beach rental in January. I think I put a little bit extra money in April, and then in June we actually took the trip and there was just a little bit extra there. So that's kind of what we'll see. It'll pretty much mirror this year as well. So yeah. Homeowner was what was expected. It was a little bit over because I did something. I think um, some of the down payment for the stairwell is in here, and that was $1,700. So that's good. Long-term saving, that's going to be pretty consistent every single month. And then the other was the bank fees for securing the loan. And then finally, these are memberships. I added that on. That was YNAB. And then I put that in savings. So you can see, for a while I was doing really good in savings. Like one month I even had $1,700 going into savings. But then I completely cleared out the savings account, and then I was just putting that $50 in for a few months. And now I'm back into trying to fit it into the budget to get that bolstered again. So that is pretty much it for the closeout of September. Let's go see what's happening in October. So the week has gone by. Work has been extremely busy because I will be out to help my daughter with her surgery, and it has been absolutely crazy at work, just trying to catch up. But if I am going to be out, I just need to try and be conscientious about my work and get as much done as I can to help folks out during the time that I'm going to be mostly unavailable during this month. This weekend, I am going to, actually today, I'm going to take Rachel to lunch and, get her a pedicure, do a little pampering ahead of her surgery on Monday. Hopefully that she's very stressed, so as she should be, as I am. So hopefully, the little pampering will help her out. I think she wants to go. There's a craftsman fair this weekend too. I found some really cool Christmas stuff last year at that particular fair, and she said she wouldn't mind going by there and maybe go buy home goods. Someone gave her a home what do you call it, housewarming gift, a gift certificate for home goods. So she says she wouldn't mind going by there too. So we'll just kind of make a day of it. And yeah, that's going to cost a little bit of money, but that's okay. I put it in pink again. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So yeah, uh, let's see. What else? I did finally get the NexGard prescriptions for my pets, and I mailed those into Chewy. Um, I have the amount logged in here, which we'll get to in just a moment. So that will become part of a 6-month cycle. So every 6 months I will have that amount, and I don't know, it's $300 or $400. We'll see it in just a moment. So as far as for the first paycheck, that's kind of what is happening. There's other things going on in the next paycheck, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So, why did I say I had? Oh, I just haven't keyed in how much I had forward. It was the 2,000 some. I've just got to write that down. I was expecting the tax rebate to come in October, but it came in September, so that is zero. But I did receive a check, which was, I'm pretty sure, 27.97 something something. Hold on, guys. 27.97. It's saying something when I have to scroll down on my bank statement to find the salary. It's going to tell you what's going on this month. Has spending slowed down? No. No, it has not. Okay, so 27.97 came in. Forward was, actually I can see it over here. Well, it was 4,000, but that's not accurate because it included that amount. I'll have to fix that later. I'll put in what I forwarded later. Mortgages come through. I have gone ahead and transferred some amounts over, but not the full amount that I expected to because of expenses. So I did what I could, guys, but it was only 250, which is $100 less than what I was hoping to do. Okay, so pet care, which I have a Chewy food order coming in, and the Next Guard drops prescription. I don't know what to call them. Both of those are coming in right now, right? The Chewy just needs to get that prescription. I put it in the mail yesterday. So they should have that, and that should hit my account pretty soon. I put that particular item on my credit card, but I will pay it right when it triggers. And the reason I want to do that is because I get rewards and I'm going to use those rewards. I'll do the same thing for my prescription, which is actually going to end up costing $426. I thought it was going to be $690 or something, but no, it's going to be a little bit less, which is nice. So that will also go on my credit card, and that's just to accrue the points. I have the cash, I have it accounted for to come out of my checking account. I'm just using it as a tool to have some money that I can put on something that will reduce the fee, the amount, because I'll have credits on my card that I can apply to the balance. I'm putting in a couple $100 in personal. That's for the pedicure. And $19.99 miscellaneous. Oh, I know what this was. Rachel called and said, and Rachel is my daughter. She called and said that she wanted to put some Robux on her son's tablet because he's my youngest grandson, and he's been struggling a lot. He has been diagnosed with ADHD, and they've been trying different medications and different therapies, and for a long while, nothing was really working, but here lately, they've hit a magic spot where he's improving, he's doing much better. The new school he is at is, I think they're handling it different, so I think that is also helping. So she wanted to reward him for his ability to. He's actually doing a good job. So in any case, she said she will reimburse me, but I'm not going to worry about it. I've just dropped it in miscellaneous, and I'm not gonna stress about it too much. I think I do have a gifting in here that I haven't accounted for. Um, so I don't know. Some of you may know this, and others may not. It depends on whether or not you've been around and been in certain videos where I've talked about this, but I am a gamer. I love playing video games. And I have had a game for a number of years called Satisfactory. Had it was when it was in beta. It's just a great game, and I was talking to my son about it. I have talked to him about it before, and he said he was going to buy it because he wanted to play with me because it's a multiplayer game. And he said he just got a new job. He said, once he gets his things settled and gets used to his new pay schedule and everything, he was going to pick that up so we could play together. Well, Steam, which is where you can buy that from, had their fall sale, and I happened to notice that they put Satisfactory up for sale. So I went ahead and gifted it to him, and we've actually played together, and it's a really fun game. So I actually picked up that game, and I don't remember how much it is, but I'll have to add that in here because that was a spur of the moment kind of thing. This is why I'm overspending, guys, because I have no self-control. No self-control whatsoever. All right, so let's go on in. I've already kind of penciled in what's going to happen in the second month, and as you can see, I'll have a little bit extra money, so I should be able to put some, hopefully, extra money into the HELOC at the end of the month, in addition to the green sky. So let's go ahead and look at what the actual spending is, and I'm sorry I forgot to highlight these to make it easier for you. So this is that Rachel will reimburse me for Lincoln. And I'm going to have them all next week. They're going to be hanging out at my house. I'll be getting them to and from school and doing all the stuff. I'll pretend to be, well, no, I'm just going to be their Oma. Yeah, that's what they call me. So that is to help Rachel. I'll go ahead and get them to and from school, and while they're in school, I'll go over and see what Rachel needs. Again, she's having that surgery on Monday, so she's going to be immobile for probably the whole week. And I'll be getting whatever groceries, cleaning up her house, getting her some food. She a few months ago, she had a mole removed, and I was helping her with the dressings because it was on her back, and it was rough. It was rough, guys. I had a really hard time helping her with that. So if she asks me to help her with her dressings, this is going to be a challenge next week. So wish me luck, and obviously wish Rachel luck. Send her some good vibes. Here's my transfers to the sinking funds and my mortgage, and this is where it's $27.99, and let's go ahead and put that in here. $27.99. Yeah, that gift for Matt. We're going to play hopefully again today. He's going to get it for his girlfriend, and we're all going to hop in together and create this amazing factory in Satisfactory. This is where I mailed the Chewy prescriptions over. I just wanted to go ahead and do, what is it, priority mail. I went ahead. They said they would cover the costs for that, but I kind of consider it part of the expense. If they cover it, that's great. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I was out running a whole bunch of errands that day, and I stopped by McDonald's and got some food. I went to BJ's because I needed some, what do you call it, dishwasher pods. And while I was there, I picked up some little breakfast crackers. And then finally here, this is coming out. It's on the way. I just got informed this morning that they're going to send the food. So that's on the way as well. So again, I am still overspending. I'm buying, gifts where I don't need to. I'm going to McDonald's, but hopefully it won't be quite as bad as last month. Here is my savings balance. I didn't even transfer that. Boy, guys, I am just out of it. Totally out of it. There is the green sky balance. That's nice. And US Bank has nothing. By the end of the month, it'll be zero again. Again, when those two things that I put on that card hit, I'm going to pay for them right away. No forward balances. Here are my um, account balances, and that is correct. That's what we just figured out. And the minimum payments are here, but on the this green sky, which is that 0% one, I'm going to do $300 every month to get it paid off by the end of the promotional period. And then this one is the minimum balance, but I'll be putting more on that. I just don't know how much at this point. And then I have done a quick run through, hopefully having $1,700, and I am going to um, probably have to put another half towards the mortgage and the Roth again, because once again in November, oh no, wait, never mind. I'm not getting paid on the 16th. That's great. Okay, so I don't have to worry about putting money in November from October. That will be nice. I think I'm just noting that maybe I got money from last month. I don't know. I don't know why I put that down there. See? Okay, so here is the check-in for when I'm going to be doing my videos. This is today, this is the check-in, and let's go ahead and put close out and check-in. There you go. There'll be a you need a budget check-in tomorrow. I am pretty sure I'm going to do something on Saturday, but I might not be able to because I will have the boys. I will have them and with no one to help me. So we'll see whether or not I do this. It's possible, you guys, that I do it. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Depending on how things go at Rachel's house. So when I take the boys to school and I go by Rachel's, maybe I'll come home and record it then. Maybe. Move date? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So, yeah, I think that's it. And there's nothing else in here. So that pretty much does it. I will be here tomorrow for the You Need a Budget check-in. So I will talk to you then.